Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to a special edition of United Falling Podcast. It's called
Turtles Love Pizza.
Turtles Love Pizza. And what this mini-series is about is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and all of their films, the newly written comic series called The Last Ronin. It's just going to be a complete amalgamation of everything, film and The Last Ronin. So, Andrew.
So let's introduce ourselves.
Yeah, go for it.
My name is Andrew. I am a lifelong Ninja Turtle fan from back in the day when I was a little kid. And I grew up loving these movies and even watching the Michael Bay ones a few times. I know Stephen groans at that, but I actually like the second one of those. So if we have time, we will do a rewatch of those as well.
All right. And I grew up as well watching not only the original films, but also the animated series. Andrew, I believe you would agree that those animated series was pretty awesome, right?
They are. I actually have one of those cards from the original show on my desk. Card number 22.
What's on that?
It has all four turtles in April.
Oh, okay. And back in the day, on that animated show, April was wearing this really cool jumpsuit.
Yes, the yellow jumpsuit.
So the reason it's just me and Andrew on this is pretty much because we are the biggest fans, I would think, out of the group.
And the biggest nerds. And yeah, I'm a huge fan. I have a huge NECA collection of the movie figures and some of the cartoon figures and the Turtles in Time figures. So yeah, I have no room for any more, but I still have more on the way. So
wait, what did you get?
So I got that Turtles in Disguise pack that I told you about.
Oh, okay. You found it in Walmart?
No, I got it off of eBay. Guy was
Okay.
selling it cheaper than everyone else, and I was like, I'm gonna buy it. And then, to my dismay, NECA actually put it online for sale on their website 2 days later.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, but I think I only overpaid by like $20, but I got it like probably 6 months before I would have gotten the other one, so it's a fair enough trade-off.
Wow. Okay, and that's how big of a fan Andrew is. I can't say I'm as big of a fan, but I definitely grew up on these movies. I definitely grew up on the cartoons. And honestly, I did watch the new Michael Bay films. I do agree that the second one is better than the first one, but nothing will beat these originals that we're going to go over.
Oh,
And
true.
on top of that, with the new Last Ronin series going on, we're talking about a lot of really great creative teams. Especially Kevin Eastman has returned. So at the end of the day, we will go over the comics, but right now we're just going to go over the films. So, Andrew, real quick, when do you think is the first time you actually watched this film?
I know I watched it in the theater because it came
What?
out around. It came out around my birthday when I was a kid, and I remember
Okay.
going with my mom to watch this.
Wait, with your mom?
Yeah, with my mom.
Oh my God. Okay. That's
It
awesome.
came out in 1990 on March 30th, and I do remember going with my mom to watch this in the theater, and I was super excited.
Okay. How was her excitement level? Like, did she enjoy it? Do
Not
you
sure.
remember?
She just wanted to take me to the movies. It was a thing that we did. We would either rent movie like VHSs from
Hmm.
like the grocery store or Blockbuster, but we would always watch movies together. And then eventually, my dad and I would be the ones going to the movies because my mom, I think she was just tired of going to the movies with me. But yeah, I do remember going to the movies to watch this movie and seeing like the poster outside and everything else, and I was super excited. And then I was also kind of scared because it's a lot darker than like the cartoon was.
Right.
And even now as an adult, like I like it so like this is by far hands down the best out of all the Ninja Turtle movies.
Agreed. Completely agree.
Yeah,
But
it was the most serious. It had like the best fighting. It was just the best out of all of them.
dude, the soundtrack is incredible too.
It is.
And I mean, we're gonna get into it, but okay. So you watched this with your mom at 6 years old. This movie is what, PG-13?
Yeah, PG-13.
Okay, so was she ever covering your eyes or anything like that?
No, I mean it was just PG-13, and back then PG-13 like wasn't as bad as PG-13 now.
Right, right.
Because
Okay,
a
I
lot of
got you.
PG-13 now would be like rated R back in the day.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was very, and it was kind of weird watching it again as an adult,
Hmm.
and like it was weird seeing like these little tropes of like Asianness in it because like the Foot Clan's supposed to be from Japan and everything else.
Right.
It's a little like borderline, kind of iffy, but they were
Like
pretty respectful.
racism?
Like honestly, for back in 1990,
Yeah.
they're pretty darn respectful to like Asian culture. I'll have to.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like the only one scene that kind of made me cringe was when April's in the subway.
Yeah.
Foot Clan guy is like confronting her, and he's
Uh,
speaking in a horrible like Asian accent. He's
oh,
like, "I
not.
got this for you. Shut the mouth," and he like slaps her in the face. Like, this guy's clearly not Asian. Like you can
Yeah.
see his eyes through like the little visor thing he has on. And then if you look at like the Foot Clan when they're in their like hideout, there's no other Asian people except for like Tatsu and Shredder.
Right.
So yeah, I was just like, yeah, that's a little iffy, but the rest of it's pretty cool.
Well, you forgot my favorite line where
What?
she says, "What's the matter? Did I fall behind on my Sony payments?"
I mean, that one's not that bad.
Yeah, that's true. But okay, so hold on. I'm just trying to track it back just a little more. How many times do you think you've actually seen this film, the original? Just this.
I don't know, like a ton of times. Like I had it on VHS,
Mm-hmm.
I had it on DVD. I bought it on Amazon.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
dude!
watch it because like my wife and I were downsizing stuff for the baby, so I got rid of a bunch of my DVDs. So I was like,
Oh,
I'm just gonna get a digital copy of this. That way I don't have to ever like throw it out.
yeah. Okay.
So that's what I did. So I have like the nice 4K or whatever HD version on Amazon Video to watch it. So
Does it have any like special features?
it doesn't, which is kind of sad. Like,
Oh, yeah.
it's been kind of interesting because NECA has been doing a toy line based on this movie,
Okay.
and so like they kind of reveal stuff like Judith Hogue, the lady that plays April O'Neil.
Mm-hmm.
She was doing like a lot of special stuff for them. So actually, I'm waiting for next month because I bought the special signature edition of her figure that's coming out.
Wait, so when you say signature, did Judith Hogue actually sign it, or it's just
Yeah,
a
so
special?
there's like a limited edition,
Oh,
signature edition where she signs like the press pass, like April's press badge.
yeah, 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 yeah.
They only printed out a certain number and she signed them. So you'll get like a numbered copy of it, or yeah, but she'll have actually signed it, which is kind of cool.
Freaking A! How much is that one?
It was only $100,
Oh my god.
but if
Okay.
you go on like eBay now, it's like $300. People are like jacking up the price, even though they don't even have one in hand.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay, real quick. Why don't we geek out a little bit just about the history of Mutant Ninja Turtles, just a little bit. Then we're gonna get into the film. So, spoiler alert: we will be discussing about major plot points, stuff like that. But and we'll just do that. We'll do like a mini review and talk about whatever we want to talk about. That cool?
Yeah, cool.
Okay, so real quick, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It was created by Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird,
Yep.
and they actually just wrote it as kind of a joke, based off of Daredevil. They put together a lot of their favorite tropes and things like that, but Daredevil kind of inspired them because the canister that has the ooze that falls into the sewer that the turtles get immersed in, basically that's the canister that hits what's Daredevil?
Yeah.
Matt
Can't believe
Murdock's
you
eye.
forgot Matt Murdock's name for a minute. He's like one of your favorites.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's
he's not Batman, but I know he's like up there.
yeah, any of the street level characters, down and dirty fighters, I like those. And that's pretty much why I grew up really liking the Ninja Turtles as well. the other thing is kind of like I really enjoy the camaraderie among the four. In this film, it's kind of lacking with Donatello. He doesn't really get to do a lot based on his interests. You know, Donatello is supposed to be the smartest one. Raph is the impulsive one. Mike is the
Party,
youthful one, party
party.
animal. Yeah, and Leo is the leader, right? Kind of in this film, Donnie unfortunately gets the short shrift, if you know what I
He's
mean.
more of like comedic relief, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Wisecracking. I think it's just because of the voice actor, because
Yeah.
Corey Feldman.
Wait, who's the voice actor?
Corey Feldman from the Goonies.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah, I
And-
think if they had gotten a different voice actor, maybe his personality would be a little different. But I think he definitely had Corey Feldman's personality in the movie.
yeah, that makes sense. And I think that's the only thing lacking in this film. Um, anything else you want to geek out about?
Um, it just I mean, I've loved the Ninja Turtles forever. I used to play the video games. I actually bought the arcade game, like the arcade cabinet from Arcade One Up. It's supposed
Wait,
to come in October.
how big is that?
It's not like a full arcade cabinet, but
Uh
it's
huh.
pretty big.
Bro, did you get the wife to sign off on that, man?
Yeah, she said it was fine. And she kept calling it a pinball machine, but it's not a pinball machine. It's an arcade cabinet.
Dude, she wasn't born at that time.
Well, because like a few years ago, it was in like Walmart set up as a display.
Oh.
Every single time I would just stop and play with it, and she would just be like, "You're here again." I'm like, "Yeah." So it's kind of like like wearing down your mom to get the toy you want. That's
Yeah.
kind of what happened with me and my wife. She's like, "Fine, you
Hey,
can get it."
by the way, is it the Turtles in Time? Is it that one?
It's actually both games. So it's like the original one, like you saw in arcades, and then also Turtles in Time.
Oh, I mean Turtles Out of Time. Yeah, yeah, Turtles Out of Time. My bad.
Yeah, so it's
Um,
both games in one. It's
dang man,
technology.
that's dope, dude.
I
I
have
have
no
to
idea where
stop
to put it
by.
though. This whole thing is like I have no idea we're in this house, so we have no room for anything in here.
Wait,
So
how much was it? 200?
don't worry about that. Don't
Oh, okay, okay. I won't ask. I think another thing is recently they restarted the comic book series, and it recently hit the issue number 100. And
Yes.
throughout that entire arc, it's really cool because they really build out each individual character, and they also build out the entire world on top of that, and all the villains. They got Crane, they got Shredder, so it's a really cool fleshed out world now, and that was written with Kevin Eastman. The main writer was Tom Waltz. So I think I get you the issue number 100 or
Yeah,
something like
you
that.
did, and I'm very thankful for that.
Did you read it? Was it good?
Yeah, I read it. It was very good.
Oh,
Very
okay.
good. I can't remember what it was about at the moment, but I remember I did read it, and I was like, "Wow, I've been missing out on a lot so far."
Yeah, because freaking 100 issues. So you got to go back like 4 years, five
Yeah, I
years
need to get
maybe.
like some trade backs.
Yeah, but okay. Why don't we just go on to the movie then?
Yeah,
Yeah, go for it. What is kind of your favorite aspect of this film?
favorite aspect of the film, aside from like the nostalgia, I think was just like the way the turtles looked.
Mm.
Like they looked cool. Like Jim Henson, like his company did a great job creating these turtles. Like from like the puppeteering action to it to the way they're fighting, like everything. Like I think out of all the movies, even including the CGI ones, they have the best look to them because they still
Mm.
looked a little cartoonish, but they also kind of looked real.
Right.
So it was that good balance because those Michael Bay ones, man, they look so ugly.
Yeah,
They look
they're too CGI.
yeah, they're way too CGI. They have the weird like little noses. It was. I think like the voice acting actually was pretty good though with the Michael Bay ones. Like
Right.
I thought they did a pretty good job with the guys that did the voices. Like they definitely did their job, but it was just too much CGI. They were huge hulking figures in the
Yeah.
movie, and like
Yeah.
made no sense. Like why they would get beat by anyone because they were like massive.
Or how they're able to disappear into shadows
Yeah, like
without.
I don't see any of them actually fitting through a sewer grate.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Um, yeah, but for me, oh, okay. So, out of all the Ninja Turtles, when you're trying to pinpoint who's actually giving a good performance or which film has the best performance, which Ninja Turtles voice do you look at mainly?
Raphael,
Yes, me too. And I think this is the film that has the best Raphael
I
voice.
agree, definitely.
And it's got that New York accent down like
It does.
really well, you know?
Yeah.
As for like as for Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo, I think Michelangelo would be my second one, the second voice I'd listen to because you got to have that spunky young nature to it. But it's
Yeah.
kind of Leonardo's voice and Donatello sometimes are is interchangeable to me.
Oh, really? They're very distinct to me, but I feel like the characters of Donatello and Michelangelo kind of get mixed to me, just because they have like kind of similar personalities.
Oh, okay. Well, only in this film though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying about this film is like
Right.
in the film they kind of blend together. There's not too much of a separation between them.
Right.
I think whoever did the voice for Leonardo, his name's like Brian Tochi. Like he did a pretty good job as Leo.
Yeah, I liked him. I think he's a Japanese American actor or something. He looks Asian.
Probably is.
Yeah. And then I thought Corey Feldman was okay though.
I mean, he was definitely there as like like this the movie star that's in a movie.
Right.
And
And
I
then
mean, he's not a
yeah.
bad voice, but it's just they changed the character really for him, and not sure that was like the best thing.
You know what I find really interesting though? So in this film, Donatello has an in-suit martial arts stunt double and is played by Ernie Reyes Jr.
Oh yeah,
I thought that was really cool because Ernie Reyes Jr. is actually a character in the next movie.
yeah. Apparently, he impressed them so much because he was like 13 at the time that he did this movie, and like he impressed them so much that they cast him as like an actual character in the next movie, which is
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, no, I agree. He's
What
really cool, especially in the second film. But
what I thought was interesting is Sam Rockwell is in this movie.
oh yeah, as one of the thugs,
Yeah, he's like regular menthol.
and he's also the one that's talking about family near the end. He's
Yeah,
like, these guys are my family.
and then this guy goes on to win an Oscar.
Oh, he's freaking amazing, and it's not like it's his first comic book movie. You know, he goes back to Iron Man.
Oh, that's right. He was an Iron Man. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe he's like a fan of
I'm sure
comics.
he is. I'm sure he
Yeah,
is. Like he seems like a really cool guy.
yeah, for sure.
Uh,
Like laid back.
I love him in Jojo Rabbit.
Oh yeah, he's really yeah. I think he's the best part of Jojo Rabbit. Actually, I
Oh,
think
I
the
thought
kids
Taika was
who
Taika Waititi when he's playing Hitler.
he's
That's
all
cool.
right.
It was
Like
hilarious, man.
yeah, but that's just hamming it up. Okay. Hold
He
on. We
gets
got to get
really serious and angry, and
huh.
then he actually gets kind of scary in the movie.
Oh, I don't really remember it because I saw it on an airplane.
Oh no, I saw it in the theaters actually. That one.
Oh, okay.
I'm a
I
big
see what
Taika
you mean.
fan, so I watch everything he does.
You know, another thing that I really love about this movie is Casey Jones, and he's played by Elias Koteas, and I think Elias Koteas is one of the most underrated actors because he kind of disappears in everything he does. He was in Zodiac. You remember he's one of the cops in Zodiac.
Never actually watched Zodiac.
Are you serious,
Yeah.
dude? You have to watch Zodiac. It's amazing. And he's in a whole bunch of these independent small films, and this is kind of like one of the largest films he's pretty much ever been in.
Well, I mean,
Uh,
this was an indie film. This
huh?
was like this is like the like one of the highest grossing indie films ever.
Yeah, which I find is kind of weird because like think about how franchises were handled then and now, and they consider this an indie film. If that's the case, this would be considered like Batman Begins.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, the studios wouldn't pay for it.
Yeah,
That's why
that's
it became
true.
an indie film.
Dude, it got financed by one of the Hong Kong production companies.
Yeah, because they knew it was going to make money.
Yeah.
It's funny, like that studios didn't think it was going to make money, but it was like one of the hottest franchises at the time.
Yeah, and okay, let's talk about your favorite part in this film.
Favorite part in this film,
Yeah.
oh, man. Um, I think it's probably the fight in April's apartment
Okay.
because
What about that?
it was just fun. Like they go down into like the antique store part, and then like using everything as a weapon, and it's like a fun fight for a while. Even like the scene where like Michelangelo and the other Foot Clan soldier are having their little nunchuck like off.
Yeah.
Like it was just a fun fight. I think it really like expressed like what this entire movie's about. Because then it also takes a really dark turn.
Right. With Raph or with the burning of the house?
Both. Like Raph comes in, and then like the burning of the house, and then she's getting fired over
Voicemail.
voice. It's not voicemail. What's it called? That messenger,
Yeah.
like a phone.
It's like a
What do you
tape
call that?
recorder.
Yeah, what do you call that from back in the day?
Oh my god.
I can't remember anymore. Oh
It's
my
not
god.
voice message? It's like a voice message
Kind of.
off
Yeah.
of the off of a recorder.
Yeah. But yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. I enjoy that one, but I think my favorite scenes are probably from the beginning with Raph and Casey Jones. I really like how they establish their characters, especially when they first meet.
Oh yeah, that's
I
a good one.
pretty I pretty much love any scene with Raph, and then I like the scene where Donatello and Casey Jones start becoming friends
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
when they're fixing up the cars and they're going A through Z about like
Yeah,
making names up for each other.
yeah,
So I really like that. And then on top of that, I like any scene where Splinter is telling his origin, not just the Ninja Turtles, but his journey from Japan. Cuz it's the most improbable story where a rat learns martial arts just by
yeah. He's like
watching.
in the cage, like doing the moves too.
Yeah.
So they actually just made a figure of that from NECA. It's
Oh,
just at
seriously?
Walmart. I've been trying to find one. They really haven't. They're supposed to release them in July, which they did, but it's been very sparse. But the
Mhm.
figure pack is Hamato Yoshi and Splinter's Master. Oh no, and then Shredder Oroku Saki,
Yeah.
and then like a little mini Splinter rat figure in it. It's
Dude.
like ridiculous. I think it's, and then the pack is called like Shadow Warriors, which is such a generic like name. But
Are are you actually getting that one?
I'm trying. I gotta find it. That's the whole thing. Is like it's really hard to find figures in Houston. I don't know why. Houston sucks, NECA. Like if you're listening to this, please send more figures to Houston.
You know what though? Is it because you go to the smaller comic book shop? Because I remember there's a huge one and they might have it,
Oh,
right?
it's not. They're so the movie line is exclusive to Walmart.
Oh my god, that's why, bro. You got to go to the Waco. You got to go to the Waco
I
like
actually
Walmart.
drove like an hour out of town to Sealy, and that's where I got my Shadow Master Shredder. I had to drive an hour out of town to get it.
All right, everybody, just
I
to let
can't,
y'all know.
I can't do that every week to find this pack.
Yeah.
Really got out in finding that actually, because I was actually driving out there to find the arcade one up cabinet because they said they had one in Sealy, but they didn't, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. So you actually went into a Walmart to get that,
Yeah.
and you ordered it, and they're gonna ship it to you, pretty
Oh
much.
no, this is like the new release from Arcade One Up, so I ordered it from their site. This is
Oh,
the
okay.
time you can actually buy directly from them. So
Oh, okay, okay. Dude, I also think that this film has a I don't know. Did we talk about this already? The soundtrack?
You touched on it, but you haven't really gone into it.
Okay, number one, the score that was composed is it's really awesome. I love the theme song, and it's completely different from the animated TV show.
Yeah,
It's kind of got a hip hop vibe to it. Um,
I mean,
and
MC
at this,
Hammer is on the soundtrack, so that's to tell you something.
what's up?
MC Hammer's on the soundtrack.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Wait, which song is that? Because it's not the Turtle Power track.
No, it's this is what we do.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Dude, I remember when that soundtrack came out, my cousin had it. He's from San Diego and he's a huge comic book collector, but he had it and I always wanted to listen to it, but like at that age, I don't think he was letting me. He wasn't allowing me to listen to it. But yeah, they have some awesome rap songs. There's like a Turtle Power track or whatever, right?
Yeah, that's the best one.
Yeah, and then they got these like really cool hip hop songs when they're in the island, like the hood gang, like the gang meetup spot.
Yeah.
So every time they go there, they got like this crazy hip hop music. Oh, okay. Couple of trivia. I don't know if you noticed this, but I think it's a truck driving by, but it says Cohen something, Cowan.
Uh huh.
So Cohen is actually a comic book artist. His name is oh shoot, I think it's Dennis Cohen, and he actually drew a Leonardo comic book. And on top of that, he worked with Denny O'Neil on not the Shadow, but the Question. And he's just a really cool comic book artist. If you've never looked him up, check out his art. It's really cool. We'll try to put a link up or something on the post later on. But yeah, you should check it out, Andrew. I think you'd like
Cool.
his art.
Yeah.
And then, what was the island called? Do you remember what the island is called, where the foot hang out?
No, but I remember as a kid, like that was one of my favorite things. Like I was like, I still want to go hang out there. I remember as a kid, I was like, I want to go hang out here. Like I
Even
don't.
though you know that they're bad.
It just looked like a cool place to hang out.
Yeah, that's true. But okay, this is another geeky. I'm just gonna say it. It's called Lairdman Island. So, of course, as we mentioned before, the Ninja Turtles were created by Peter Laird. So
Yeah.
this is kind of a tribute to him in a sense. So, Andrew, why
Yep.
is this one particularly your favorite of the Ninja Turtle films? Like what makes it the best?
I
Cuz
think I like the
yeah.
seriousness of it because like when you watch Secret of the Ooze or the third one where they go travel in time, like they're really like cheesy and slapstick and like they're very much more like a cartoon, you know?
Yeah.
This one is like the most serious, kind of down to earth, and it makes it feel like they're real. Because like the other movies after this are all just kind of like way over the top.
Yeah, that's true. I also find it interesting that, the final fight with Shredder isn't as long as you'd think it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And on top of that, what I like about it is, each of the characters, each of the turtles, they break it down. But the sad thing is they never come together and attack as one. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So maybe, I think if they had continued to show that progression of the team later on in the films, it would have been a lot better. But I feel like each film they always tackle the bad guy one on one, and they always get their asses handed to them. You know what I mean?
it's like the opposite of the Power Rangers. Like the
Yeah.
Power Rangers would always attack the bad guy all at once and get their butts kicked
Yeah.
until they go into like pulling out bigger weapons.
And and I Dude, I also really enjoy Casey Jones and April because throughout throughout the new comic book series, at least they are kind of a couple.
Yeah, I
And
mean that's always been even like the fourth initial movie, aren't they together? The animated one.
oh yeah, I think they are. Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's always been building up to that point where they get together.
yeah, it's kind of interesting. They picked it back up in the third one because like Casey's not in the second one.
Right. Because they had Ernie Reyes Jr.
Yeah. Oh, I have a replica of Casey's mask, by the way.
How big is it?
It's full size. I can put on.
Oh, freaking A, dude. That mask is so freaking awesome. It's kind of a blend between the Mask of the Phantasm in Batman and just a hockey mask.
Yeah, it's definitely a unique mask.
But yeah, it's just I think the martial arts is so well done in this film too. Especially when you think about the fact that they're wearing these padded suits. You know
Oh,
what
I
I
know.
mean?
I mean, Ernie Reyes Jr. is like a prodigy in fighting. So
Right. Right. Yeah. So um I mean, what about any of the subplots? Like, did you get invested in the son of April's boss or like Chief Stearns? You know what I mean?
Chief
What
Strings is such a what's it called stereotype.
like a
Like
cop
especially for that
stereotype?
era, yeah, he was always like the super angry police chief.
You know what though? I didn't even realize about because there's politics in this film, you
Yeah,
know. And when you're young, you don't realize that, but as you get older, there's politics with the police and the press, and I was just like, "What the heck is going on?" I never noticed this when I was younger.
yeah. I mean, she's definitely like calling him out, which is hilarious. Like this journalist is just calling out the police chief.
Yeah, constantly. No, but what I'm talking about is Chief Stearns actually blackmails her boss, Charles Pennington,
Oh
to,
yeah, into fired,
huh?
getting her fired.
Yeah, exactly. And so basically, if Charles is able to get April to shut up, then Chief Stearns will let Danny go without a warning or anything next time,
Yeah,
pretty much. And since he wasn't able to do that, so it kind of shows the corruptness of power at the same time. So there are actually deeper themes than just the surface level of of just action, and then
yeah,
on top of that, I really found it interesting, especially when Raph gets injured, and then there's just this interlude of quietness, and they're they're at a freaking barnyard, and the movie works so hard to establish the idea of family,
yeah.
and with the turtles and with Danny, I think they do pretty well. um what are your thoughts on that?
I hated Danny.
Oh,
Danny was like the worst.
really? Why?
He was just such a little punk kid. Even as a kid, I was like, "Who's this punk?" Like stealing money from his dad. Like I was just like, "Really?" I don't feel sorry
But
for him at all.
come on, man. It's not like we don't know people like that. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying, like he really had no reason to like rebel.
Well, I think his main reason. Well, okay, yes. I don't think that was spelled out properly in the film, but I get the idea that Charles is never home. Charles is always working. And because of that, Danny is kind of just lashing out as a kid and doesn't really have a father figure till he meets Splinter.
That's true.
So,
Still
yeah.
ridiculous.
I
Completely
mean,
ridiculous.
I definitely think they could have built it up a little bit more, but the movie's only an hour 30, and like you said, it's a bunch of kids watching it.
Oh, it
So
definitely wasn't made for kids though.
yeah, I know. I'm just glad there was no random sex scene or anything. That would have been really awkward.
That would have made you happy though.
um, hey, another thing, I going back to that interlude. How did you feel about that in regards to the flow of the film? Did you think it kind of took away, or do you think it kind of added a different vibe to it? Do you think it was implemented properly? Like it flows well, or did it kind of take you out of the film for a little bit?
What interlude?
When they're at the barn house,
Oh, I thought it
or
was
they're
interesting.
yeah,
It definitely like did its part to get them to like regroup and like get their mojo back, you know?
yeah,
Because without that, like, it doesn't really make sense. Like, what are they going to do next, anyways?
mm-hmm,
I think it was a good character development time,
mm-hmm.
and I think it was kind of needed
So
because, like,
you're okay with it, although
yeah,
it
up to that point, like, all you saw from them was just kind of joking around, like, no seriousness, you know.
yeah.
And so
Okay,
this allows them to like be real people.
okay, so serious question here. You know how they're sitting around the fire
Yeah,
and they're meditating and they see Splinter?
yeah,
Honest answer, have you ever teared up during that scene?
no,
Really?
yeah. Why would I do that?
Well, it's kind of heartfelt, man. I remember when I first watched it, I did tear up like at one point when I was younger.
Sounds like someone has some daddy issues.
Shut up. So you never teared up at that point.
No.
Okay, okay. Anyways, anything else you want to go over in regards to the film?
Let me think. I think the film really kind of what do you think about Casey though trying to kill Shredder at the end?
Dude, I'm
Cuz that was
okay
pretty
with
dark.
it.
That was pretty dark. He's like, "Oops." And he like starts the trash compactor.
Yeah.
That's pretty dark, man.
I
Like,
dude, I don't care
like, he's
cuz
a vigilante. He wants to punish the bad guys, but I mean, he
yeah.
straight up wants to kill the man.
But that's the thing because with the way it's shot, it's shot as a humorous action. You know what I mean?
Oh, but
So,
I'm just saying, like, watching it as an adult now, like, that was a pretty dark turn for Casey right there.
yeah. Yeah, that's
From
true. I think
beating up a bunch of like punks and stuff, yeah, cool, but straight up murder next. It's like that's a pretty big jump.
well, Shredder never died.
Well, Casey didn't know that. They all thought he was dead. Like, you remember the
Well,
second movie? They all thought he was dead the entire time.
yeah, that is true.
And
Um,
they just thought he died from the fall. Like they didn't know that Casey like hit the trash compactor.
that's true. And the thing is, it's not like the turtles threw him either. It was actually Splinter.
Yeah,
It was actually Shredder's fault.
yeah, 'cause he rushed him. But I'm
Yeah,
like saying like because like if I mean, granted, if Casey hadn't hit the trash compactor, he would have come back faster because he would got all messed up from the trash compactor
right.
because he like had all these scars on his face and whatnot. But
Yeah, that's true. But in actuality, the only thing that seems like he was injured with is all of his metal was twisted and broken.
yeah, from the trash compactor.
Yeah. I mean, that's a really good point about Casey Jones because you kind of think of him as a vigilante like Daredevil. He doesn't kill, but that final action definitely paints a very violent picture of him. And I think throughout the comics, the recent comics too, they've actually painted him as kind of volatile, and and the only way he's been able to come back from that is through April. She kind
Yeah,
of tempers him, especially with the turtles. And I just really think that Elias Koteas, his portrayal of this character, I just love how down and dirty he really is. You know,
Yeah.
he's walking around with a tank top and jeans or whatever, and he's got this bag, like this bag of sporting tools. He just beats the crap out of people with baseball bats, hockey sticks, golf
Cricket.
clubs.
He's got a cricket bat. It's hilarious.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's how he
Like,
beats Raph in the beginning.
yeah, they have a whole exchange about his cricket bat.
Yeah. And then he beats Tatsu with the golf club, which is crazy. His swing isn't even that great.
Of course, he
Uh,
would judge the thing.
but he's just so cool though. I think he gets the accent down and the body language comes off as a brawler.
Yeah.
He's just a really great actor. I feel like he should have been a Ninja Turtle too. Have you seen the Thin Red Line?
No.
Oh, freaking A. You got to watch that. He's really good in that. And it's more of a tempered performance and a
Hmm.
sympathetic performance. So he's got a lot of range. And he kind
I'm
of,
sure he does.
huh?
I'm sure he does.
Yeah. And he kind of shows it when he gets to the barnyard scenes
Yeah.
cuz he's actually really funny when he's trying to flirt with I was going to say Rachel, but April.
Yeah.
He obviously doesn't know how to talk to women. He's very vulgar
Yeah.
and kind of sexist. He's a little sexist, and certain scenes could come off a bit rapish. But I'm glad it never got that much further in. You know?
Uh, Thankfully, they remembered it's still a kids' movie.
Yeah, agreed. But
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at his filmography, and he's been in a lot of stuff. Like he was even in Harold and Kumar, the 3D
oh,
special.
I still haven't seen that movie. But dude,
I
he
have.
was really awesome in Shutter Island. If you,
Yeah, he was in Benjamin Button.
yeah, so man, he's kind of an actor that I wish kind of blew up. I also want to go back
All
to
the Chicago TV shows.
like those cop shows, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a Chicago Fire, Chicago PD, Chicago Med, Chicago Justice.
Dude, I've never seen any of those shows.
He is in all four of those shows. They're all interconnected. Um, like he's been doing television work apparently because like those are really hot, or they were really hot shows. You know.
Yeah, no, I agree. But yeah, man, I just wish he would. I wish they would bring him back for another Ninja Turtle movie.
Well, we'll see what Seth Rogen does with his next one that's coming up.
Oh, yeah, yeah, because he's producing a CGI one again, right? Like a cartoon.
Is it going to be a cartoon? I didn't know it was going to be a cartoon. I just remember that he is a big TMNT fan,
Yeah,
and I feel like he's going to do justice.
yeah, he's been doing pretty well. And didn't he produce? Did he do? What are the comic book shows he did? I think he did the Preacher show.
Yeah, he did the Preacher.
Did he do Boys? Did he executive produce Boys? The Boys?
I don't know. You still haven't even watched that.
No, I haven't seen it. It's
You need to watch it. I'm telling you, you're
oh,
gonna
he
love it.
did. He did executive produce The Boys and Invincible. Oh shoot,
Yeah, you really need to watch The Boys. Like, if you are sick of like Marvel and everything else, watch The Boys.
dude! What if they did The Boys at like the Ninja Turtles version of The Boys?
That would be ridiculous.
Dude, the Ninja Turtles would have to be rated R going
Yeah, it
forward.
would be complete rated R because The Boys is ridiculous. I'm telling you,
And
you need to watch this movie.
I definitely think he would make a
I
great
don't really,
Ninja Turtle voice, though. Like it, if you could choose Seth Rogen for a Ninja Turtle, which one would he be?
uh, I don't know.
Or maybe not even a Ninja Turtle. Would you put him in the voice cast at all? Maybe
I
Chief
would make
Stearns.
him Baxter Stockman.
Oh shoot!
because
All
he's
right.
like a nerdy guy,
Yeah,
so it could be back to Stockman.
I can see that. I can see that. But yeah, I'm super excited for any new Ninja Turtles thing. And again, the main reason why we decided to do this mini series is pretty much because there's a new comic series called The Last Ronin. And what that particular comic is about is the future of the Ninja Turtles and what happens after all of this happens. So it's kind of like the Dark Knight Returns of the Ninja Turtles. It's very dark and gritty. And so I think our idea was, let's just watch these movies and see how they were building up the lore, right?
Yeah.
And then and then near the end of this podcast, we're going to go issue by issue on those, on the Last Ronin, pretty much. And I think that'll be really fun. Um, Anything else you wanted to talk about, Andrew?
No, I mean we covered everything. Got a little nostalgic. Yeah.
I definitely think you were a lot luckier than I am. I didn't get to see this in the theater. I definitely wore out a VHS version of this film.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's
And
my life back in the day.
I gotta ask you real quick. Did you ever dress up as a Ninja Turtle for Halloween? And if so, which one?
I was Leonardo.
Oh.
What I did was I think my dad got it for me. Like at the carnival, you get those huge stuffed animals.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So my dad, I think my dad won me like a Leonardo one. So it was actually like almost as big as I was. So I'd take its like eye thing off and everything else and dress up as a Ninja Turtle
Mm-hmm.
because it like fit me as a kid.
Oh, are you
And
serious?
yeah, and I didn't have a Ninja Turtle sword, so I had my He-Man sword, and that was my Leonardo sword.
Oh my goodness. You do know they're doing a whole new He-Man series too, right?
Comes out tomorrow with
Oh, is it really?
Kevin Smith, yeah, on Netflix.
Oh, that's freaking awesome.
It
Oh,
looks
and
good.
you did watch the most recent animated series, right? The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one?
Yeah. Oh no, I haven't watched the most recent one.
I mean, it was the one in Nickelodeon. I think it started in 2012, or
Yeah,
I think it
Viacom
did.
has the rights to Ninja Turtles right now.
Who
So
does?
Viacom,
Oh, okay.
and they're the ones that own Nickelodeon.
Oh, gotcha. So
Um,
I think it's like 14 seasons or something.
oh, you mean the CGI one? No, yeah, I watched that entire one. There's a current one right now on Nickelodeon that's kind of
Oh,
like a complete remix redo of the Ninja Turtles, which
oh,
I have not
gotcha.
watched. It really strays a lot from the original material because it's trying to be its own thing.
Uh huh.
So I haven't really gotten into it. I have Paramount Plus, so I tried to watch like one or two episodes, but I was like, I'm not young enough to watch this anymore
Oh,
because
really? Are they
it's
super
colorful, super like everywhere, lots of magic, and then
weird?
Raphael's the leader now.
Seriously?
Yeah,
Oh, that's weird too.
but I heard like it's gotten like good word of mouth, but like I'm a traditionalist.
Yeah, me too. I definitely like the 2012 one though, the one that we were talking about.
Yeah, that one's good. I never watched the TMNT one.
I didn't either. I didn't either.
And
But
then yeah, so I just watched the original cartoon and that CGI one because that one looked cool.
uh-huh.
And it ended up being like a really good series, except for the weird voice switch for Leonardo.
Oh, really? They switched his voice.
Yeah, because I think Jason Biggs was originally voicing him, and then
Uh-huh.
he had to drop out for some reason, and then they got Seth Green to do it.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and they both did a good job. It was just kind of a weird switch.
Yeah, I gotcha. Well, anyways, you want to call it wraps for the night?
Yep, that's it. Thank you for joining us on our look back at the first Ninja Turtle movie.
And
Hopefully, you tune in next month for the second one.
yep. And I said another funny.